Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me in our practice today, in my living room, of course. This particular practice I'm calling Humble Beginnings because it is my first yoga video that I will be uploading onto YouTube. So please join me. Find a comfortable seat in your own environment, whatever that means to you, and we'll get started. So as mentioned, a comfortable seat. What does that look like for you as you close your eyes and you start to welcome yourself to your mat? So does sitting cross-legged feel comfortable? You're more than welcome to extend one leg or the other. I just want you to be in a posture where you can find some stillness in as easy of a seat as possible. So now that we've had our eyes closed for a couple of moments, let's settle into the breath. We're simply becoming the observer of any movements in the body that are happening because of your breath. So is your chest rising and falling? Is your belly moving with your breath? Remembering there is no right or wrong answer in your yoga practice. We're just asking ourselves to be present. Breath by breath by breath. So just riding the waves of your breath a little bit longer. As we go through our humble practice together, if there's at any point you're noticing your mind, your thoughts are starting to run away with themselves, coming back to this awareness of your breath. Let's begin to blink our eyes open into our lovely surroundings, right? Our safe surroundings. And then we'll actually take our legs out in front of us now because we've been seated for a couple of moments. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. Okay. And then keep your left leg nice and long as we take the right foot to the inner thigh. So the left foot will be flexed, remembering that your knee joint will stay soft, right? Let's extend our arms all the way up towards that blue sky or gray sky, whatever glorious color is coming today, right? Inhale, reach. And on the exhale, hinge forward over top of that left leg. With this particular one-legged forward fold, I want you to drop the shoulders down, keep the foot flexed. And it's okay to round the spine here. Tuck the chin to the chest and really let go of any tension in that low back, all the way up to the neck. My favorite thing to do in forward folds is to part the lips and allow the jaw to relax. I'm somebody who likes to clench their jaw when they sleep. So this is a nice one for me to remember to release my jaw with gravity. Let's take one more inhale here. Send it deep this time to the belly. Maybe exhale at the mouth. And then continuing to stay nice and low here. Let's take the right hand to the outside of the foot, outside of the shin, just wherever you'd like to place it there on your leg. and the left hand will come and sweep behind your low back. As we peel open the left shoulder, I want you to take a look up towards the left corner of your room or up just beyond your shoulder. Okay, finding this lovely twist. Remembering that nice smooth breath. On your exhale, we release back down into our one-legged forward fold. Release back down once more for a second. And then we'll take the opposite movement here with that twist. So we'll take the left hand to the inside of the left leg. The right arm goes behind us. Hopefully you can hear me now as my head is pointed away from the camera. Looking all the way up towards the right now. Really opening and broadening the shoulders. One more inhale here, really deep. Exhale back through center. We're still staying low over top of that left leg, right? Tuck the chin to the chest. As we start to come up, keep your chin tucked as you walk your hands back into your body, pressing them into the mat and like a rag doll. Nice and easy. We're stacking one vertebra at a time as we start to rise the torso up. And the head, your beautiful heads are the last to come up. Once we're up, let's rock the shoulders back a few times. Okay, getting those kinks out there. And then let's do that whole thing on the other side. So right leg extends, left foot to the inner thigh. Nice long line of that right leg to your hip, flexing the foot, right? Arms come up again for length. So lengthen the spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinging forward. Once again, it's okay to round the spine here. Drop the shoulders down. Tuck the chin. Noticing if you're doing any locking of the right knee. Sometimes I tend to be tensing that part of the body. Soften the right knee, but keep the right foot flexed. Once again, what's happening in the jaw, maybe rock the jaw back and forth. Let go of any holding or tension in that part of the body. And then down here for our twists. So left hand to the outside of the right leg. Right arm goes back behind you, tucks in around the back. Inhale, peel open the right shoulder. Exhale to stay in the pose. Inhale, pause here. Exhale, come back through center. Stay low, stay low. It's a song, isn't it? Everything's a song. Let's bring the right hand to the inside of the right leg. Left hand comes back behind you. Peeling open the left shoulder this time. Right, give yourself a little smile. Even an internal smile doesn't have to be with the mouth necessarily. Right, opening those shoulders. On the next exhale, let's bring the left arm back towards center, dropping the chin to the chest again. Staying nice and low. Walk or slide the hands back in towards you. Press into the mat, and once again, vertebra by vertebra. Nice and easy, coming up with the torso. Once the head has made its way up, rock your shoulders back. And then extend your left leg out. Give both legs a little shake. Maybe even windshield wiper your feet side to side. Maybe even rotate the ankles around a few times in both directions. And we'll sweep ourselves all the way over onto hands and knees, my friends. Okay, so from hands and knees, our coveted cat-cow pose. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Always welcome to come to forearms if you're having any discomfort in the wrists today. Okay. On the inhale, we start to lift the tailbone, the entire spinal column reacts to that lifting as we lift the head, the neck, the eyeballs looking up. And on the exhale, we tuck the tailbone and go in the reverse direction. Middle of the spine points up to the ceiling, tucking the chin. Keep going to the rhythm of your own breath. Okay, remember the inhale sends the heart up. And the exhale rounds the spine. Let's do just a couple more of those. Wherever you are, complete one more full cycle of breath. And then come to a nice neutral spine. Walk your hands a little bit further in front of your shoulders just to prepare for a downward dog here. Okay, so keeping those fingertips gripped into the mat, that L from the forefinger or the index finger all the way to the thumb is pressed into the mat. All that space we have to work with, right? Tucking the toes under, lift the knees, and shift your beautiful hips to the back of the room. Okay, so if you're feeling tight in the hamstrings today, it's totally cool to walk out your dog, bend one knee then the other, pressing back into the heels. They don't necessarily have to reach the floor or the mat. And then find stillness here to shift all the way back. Extend those arms. Maybe give the head a little shake. And then lower yourselves back down to your knees, nice and gentle. Okay, wonderful. So from here, let's take our hands back under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's take our right leg back behind you, press back with your heel, and look forward between your hands, always the most difficult transition for a lot of people. Let's take the right knee forward, round the spine like we did in cat-cow, and then take a big step forward, right? Might take you a little bit to get there, that's totally fine, right? Be kind to yourselves. Untuck the back toes, take the hands up on the inhale for a low lunge, and then exhale, palms to the heart center. Alrighty, let's take the hands to the inside of the right foot. The more you bring that left leg back, the more of a stretch you're gonna feel there, okay? Right, so just being aware of how deep you'd like to bring yourself into your practice. Let's take our right foot out to the edge of our mat, bring ourselves maybe to hands, forearms, many different variations here. Last thing I'd like you to do, if your knee feels okay, bring your right foot out to a 45-degree angle. Come onto the outside of the right foot. The knee's going to come away from the body. Keep the right foot flexed to protect the knee. And we'll pause here. Okay, quite a deep stretch, quite a deep hip flexor stretch here. And breathe. Remember, your practice, your body. Focusing on the breath once more, inhaling deep. Exhale. Come back onto your hands. If you're on your forearms, we'll come back out the way we came in. So onto the sole of the right foot, walk that right foot in. Hands on either side of the right foot, maybe bring the back knee in just so we can scooch our right leg back to all fours. Okay, take a couple of moments to get there. We will take our left leg to press back now. Okay, so prepare for the opposite side, flexing that leg, flexing the foot so the toes are facing down. Look between the hands, take the knee in towards the body, round the spine to make space for your leg, and bring that left foot forward and through, right? Hands to the inside of the left leg. The back leg can go back as far as it'd like to for that particular stretch. Okay, left foot might come to the edge of the mat, and you might bring your left foot out to a 45-degree angle. Again, noticing how your knee feels as you bring your left foot onto the outside of the foot and still creating that flexing of the foot to protect your lovely knee. Okay? So once more, as we hold here, find your posture. And again, allowing the breath to flow naturally. A good tip in your practice, I've always noticed that if my breath has started to labor, usually that's an indicator as to I've gone a little bit too far in the pose. So we really do want to focus on our breath, right? When the breath becomes labor, we've gone a little too far perhaps. We want to back out a little bit. As our breath should be nice and steady. Let's come back onto our hands if we were on our forearms, right? Coming back out the same way we came in, onto the sole of the left foot. Walk that left foot in, hands on either side. Bring the right knee in if you like, and then take the left leg back to all fours. Nice. Okay, let's find some circles here actually on all fours. So if you're feeling uncomfortable at this point with your knees, I could have mentioned before, I apologize, you can always fold the edges of your mat under to protect your knees. Right, I do have quite a hard floor myself. Let's take our hands in front of the shoulders like we did with our down dog. Okay, so just in front of the shoulders, knees stay under the hips with the toes tucked, sink all the way back towards a child's pose, but then we're kind of psyching ourselves out because we're going to come forward towards the front of the mat and draw big or small circles to one direction to start. Okay, so we are getting the spinal fluid and the hip fluid moving after opening our hips there. Just manipulating the hips here a bit. The next time you come back to your heels, reverse direction. And again, we are breathing. Next time you come back towards your knees or your hips, untuck your toes and find your child's pose. So we will not tempt ourselves anymore. Let's find our child's pose here. Forehead to the mat, arms extended out. A softening, not only in our forehead, but back as a softening in our jaw, right? Parting the lips, releasing any tension. And then just before we rise our heads up, I'd like you to take your palms and bring them together in a prayer position. Arms are still extended. And then bend at the elbows so that that prayer we've made makes its way to the nape of our neck. And then if you'd like to walk your elbows out a bit further away from your body to get that juicy stretch in towards the armpits, into the sides of the body. Inhale deep down to the belly again. Exhale, release the arms out in front of you. Rise all the way back up onto hands and knees. And then find your seats again. Okay, so finding your seats with me as we make our way down to our back bodies, right? So like I said, a humble beginnings practice, nice and easy. As we make our way to the front of our mat, so we have enough room back behind us to lie back down, a seated cat-cow, okay, similar to hands and knees, but hands on the outside of the knees this time as we sit. On the inhale, bring the heart forward, shoulders back. And on the exhale, tuck the chin towards your chest, round the spine, lean back. Just a couple more like that. Inhale, rise your hearts. Exhale, tuck chin. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, rise your heart. But on your exhale, we will slowly lie back down to our back bodies. Tuck the chin to your chest. Maybe the hands slide down the thighs. Oh yeah, feels so good. Head melts to the earth, extending your legs. And let's bring our arms all the way over our heads. Point your toes out, even if it's not morning. It's never too late for a morning stretch. So huge stretch here. Breathe in. Exhale, release your limbs. Tuck your knees in towards your chest. Give them a tight squeeze. Rock side to side. Okay. Extend both legs down once more. And then bring your right knee into your chest and tuck it in. Let's gather the right knee in with the left hand, and we'll take the right arm and extend it out towards the side from your shoulder. If you're too close to anything in your room, you can always cactus the right arm, okay? Otherwise, palm is facing down here. I like to shift my hips over to the right, as then I take the right knee to the left across my body, okay? So just notice how that feels. Yeah? And then maybe we're taking our gaze over towards the right, away from the knee. Focus back on that breath. Maybe the eyes have started to close. One more big inhale to the belly. Exhale, head through center, knee back through center. Bring your hips back through center as well. And then take that right knee and squeeze it into your body. One last time. Extend the right leg. This is like my yoga party trick. So notice for a sec as you close your eyes how you might feel a lengthening already happening in the right leg as opposed to the left. Pretty great how we can do that with our bodies and find some nourishment to one side and notice it right off the bat. Okay, let's take the left knee in towards ourselves, squeeze it in, other side, right? Left arm comes out like a wing, palm facing down, or cactus the arm. The hips go towards the left if that worked for you with the other side, and then the leg, the left knee comes over to the right. And maybe we're looking over towards the left. One more deep inhalation. Exhale. Let's take our heads back through center. Our leg as well back through center. Hips back through center. Let's squeeze this time both knees in towards us. A nice loving embrace and a rock side to side. And now we get to come into Shavasana. So this is the time in our practice where we allow all those physical movements a chance to really penetrate before we move again into our days, right? So this is it's a really good transformation from one thing to the next, or transition. Okay, so we'll extend the body, arms facing down, palms open towards the sky. Eyes closed. Soft breath. This is the time for you to find your stillness. And also trust that in this moment, the earth literally has your back. the need to lie in Shavasana a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to. Or for the rest of us, we might start wiggling our toes and our fingers. And then maybe to awaken ourselves even further, we may come into that big, beautiful body stretch as the arms float above the head, pointing toes away from fingertips. Biggest stretch of all. And exhale, releasing limbs. Hug knees into your hearts. And as you roll side to side, this time allow that momentum of the rocking to send you to one side or the other in your fetal position. After pausing for a couple of seconds here, press yourselves up to a nice tall seat, keeping your eyes closed if you can for the last couple of moments of practice. Remember that seat we took in the beginning of our class together. Find that seat once more. And then we'll float our palms to our heart center at Anjali Mudra. And bow our heads towards our fingertips, but most importantly towards our hearts. Thank you for practicing with me, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day off of the mat. Namaste.